Hey guys, welcome to a new video. The topic of today's video is, should you buy a Shopify store off the Shopify exchange? I think yes. I think there's two groups of people that it's most optimal for. And I also look at Shopify like real estate in a way, and I'll explain kind of what I mean. So just to be clear, there's two groups of Shopify stores, right? You have the successful ones and the unsuccessful ones. Everybody knows that. That's not like new common knowledge. That's unheard of. Everybody knows this. Let's talk about the successful ones. So the successful ones are typically ran by store owners that want an out, right? They want to gain some profit. They want to sell the store for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60x multiple the yearly, the monthly revenue, right? That's kind of the goal. Obviously, differs for every business, differs for the niche, differs the assets that are given with it, but does differ. Now, excuse me, I've been yawning. With that being said, when you purchase a store like that is successful, you're going to be paying a significant amount. So if you're not an investor and you're just looking for a way to make money, it's probably not for you. Okay, probably not for you. For example, if a store makes 10 grand profit a month, you could be very comfortable understanding that you're probably going to have to be paying, anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000 for that specific store. And we're talking about profit here, and that's per month, and that's kind of how it sets up. So it's nothing that's not unheard of, right? This is normal stuff. And that's for a legitimate store, not a store that's like, because there's some store owners that paint their store to look like a very profitable one, successful one, but when you actually buy the thing, it's a lemon, it's a potato, it's an onion, whatever you want to call it. It's a dud. So you got to watch out for that. But then you have the next group of stores that are the unsuccessful stores. 9 times out of 10, these store owners bite off more than they could chew. They think they're doing something. They buy a certain theme. They get some emails. They run some ads. They can't make it happen. The store basically closes down, or they sell the store. Now, these store owners typically still want to sell the store at a profit. They want to make some kind of money. They want to even charge more than what it's actually worth. Even if they won't end up making a profit, they still want to charge more than what it's worth. Now, amongst these stores, you have of the unsuccessful ones, you have the minority. And the minority is where you have a store that truly, in all of its truth, is not worth what it's not successful, but with a few small changes, it could be drastically successful. Those small changes are depending on who buys the store. And this is kind of like the 2 times that, in my opinion, you should or you could buy a store through Shopify or for a Shopify store. The first, obviously, situation is if you're rich, if you're an investor, and you're looking for something that could effectively run on its own. Okay? And now I know some people that say, that doesn't exist and all this. That's not exactly true. Those things do exist. To prove that, my store that I'm selling currently, and it's already, the deal is going to close. But my store, it is effectively run itself, and that's why we're selling it from high 6-figure range. They exist, but you have to build it the right way, okay? That's one group. Majority of people watching this are not in that circumstance, so let's just forget about that. The second group is when there's a store, a Shopify store, like I said, that it's not profitable, it's causing headaches for the current owner, but with a few simple changes, it can be very successful. Now, there are certain circumstances of what makes these stores more beneficial than others. If the store has physical product, and they're willing to give you that inventory, the inventory value, if they're willing to give you that as part of the store, that's a good thing. If the store is priced, fairly, that's also a good thing. A lot of the times, like, for example, this is a perfect example. This is a store where the owner just couldn't make it happen, okay? But they're selling it for 10 grand, and there's 1,500 worth of inventory value. The business itself has no value, right? If you just keep the business by itself, it's never going to make you money. $10,000 the person is selling the store for. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. Maybe if the person was selling it for 1,500, it would be a different scenario, or maybe even 1,000. Or even less than that, honestly. You could see here the average revenue is $65 a month. There is no profit. For them to write $1 in profit, that's a fallacy. There is no profit here. You could see here that the store effectively made nothing for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, maybe 9 months even. And then here, this is not much, 400 something visits. They don't need this stuff, this extra Shopify plan, the inventory, where all of this stuff. Whoever was running this didn't know what they were doing. On top of that, you can't even access the actual website. But regardless, the point here is, and this kind of concept, is that if a store comes with inventory, that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Okay? Shows some thought and some work into the process. But you don't want it to be cost too much, because this is just crazy. They're just trying to make money off the actual product. Now, if the store has a theme, a special theme, that's great, but typically themes are not going to cost more than $750. So if somebody's trying to sell you a huge amount for a store, and they make the argument that, oh, there's a premium theme. Well, a premium theme I could buy for $700, $500, some for $300, etc. So a premium theme, the most premium theme I've ever seen in my life was about $1,200, and it really wasn't well known. So let's just say a high quality premium theme, $500. I've pointed out other premium themes that don't cost that much, but like I said, don't let that be the point where you just jump on a store and buy it, because you can easily buy a theme for that much. Now, the website itself, the amount of work that it takes to get it done properly. If you hire somebody like a company, like a straight up company, might charge you $2,500. Okay, if you do it yourself, God bless, you're only paying the cost of the theme. If you're going to hire like an individual, like a one-person team, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, $800, maybe even $500, $400, $300. Just depends on who you're dealing with, right? So then again, that doesn't cost much either. The key to all of these stores is the marketing, and that's where you kind of step in, and this is why I say this is kind of like real estate. When you buy a house, right, that's, let's just say damaged or whatever the case, and you want to buy it and flip it, because that's probably what you want to do. You want to flip a Shopify store. And when I say flip, you don't necessarily have to sell it, but you want to fix it. You want to flip it. You want to make it to go from in the red to in the green. Instead of in negative, you want it to be in the positive, right? You want to be profit positive. In order for you to do that, you have to add value. In the same way with real estate, if there's a house that's worth normally $150, but you bought it for $70, you have to add a lot of value for it to essentially be up to just normal standard and above average, right? So you got to do a lot of stuff to it. The Shopify store game, 99% of the time, it's going to be only two aspects you have to look into. First is the website design. How is the website designed? Now, don't get me wrong. The product could be absolute trash. That's a complete different scenario, and we're assuming here that the product is decent. If the product is decent and everything checks out, then first thing you have to pay attention to is the website design. Okay? Now, based on the videos that we're going to put out in the future and all these things, you'll be able to handle that. But it has to look trustworthy, it has to look clean, and it also has to be effective. I recommend a few different tools. A good example is Hotjar. You can literally record what your clients are doing on your website, what patterns they're going through, what buttons they're clicking, so you can see their behavior, and you want to iron them out, you want to fix them. But also the traffic. This is where the ingenuity comes in, the creativeness, the intelligence. This is what turns a business from 0 to 10 grand, from 10 grand to 100 grand, and from 100 grand to 2 million. Okay? It really just makes the marketing is how you're going to acquire your visitors. At the end of the day, the lower the cost, the better. If you learn how to do marketing, which we'll show you how to do in this YouTube channel completely for free, if you learn how to do these things, you can buy a messed up store, put it that way, and you can build one out. Even better, you don't even have to buy one. You can build one yourself. Because like I said, there's only 2 aspects to every Shopify store, which we'll make a whole video on separately, that actually matter. And you have your website design, or your presentation as I call it, and then you have your, and there's more to presentation than just website design. There's a few other things too, but you have your traffic. When you mix those 2 together and they're synergistically equally yoked, right? They're both very, very good. Then you're playing in a game where you can make a lot of money with Shopify. When I say with Shopify, you can also do this with other platforms as well. I don't want you guys to think that Shopify is the only platform. Shopify just makes it easier for people like me and you to create stores and things like that. But Shopify is definitely not the only place. Okay? So, just to wrap up the video, when you're buying a Shopify store, if you end up buying a Shopify store, look into 2 things. The first thing, well, look into the products first of all. If you're not getting any physical product, you're essentially just buying IP. You're buying a website. You're buying whatever. If that's the case, look into how the website is built. Don't let them fool you with a premium theme. You can easily go buy a premium theme for $750 at most, right? You can even buy a few and play around and see which ones are the best for your experience. And then what you're going to do is, like I said, you're going to use your marketing skills to raise the value of that business. Now, whether you keep the business or whether you sell it at the end is up to you, but everybody knows one of the fastest ways to get rich quick. And when I say quick, I don't mean overnight. I mean over a period of years, because that's what quick is. Like over 4, 5, 6 years, is you build up a store, you build up a business, an online business, to a consistent level of income. So a consistent level of income. Make sure the median income, or the average, not the median, the average income is high enough. And take that average level of profit and multiply it by it depends on the niche, obviously, depends on your business, but anywhere from 30 to 60x per year. Not per year, per month average profit. And that's going to be the multiplier. That's going to be the number that you're going to sell it for. In this case, this store, for example, $65 of revenue with an average dollar in profit. Probably the store is actually negative. The person who did this probably didn't even make any money on this. This store isn't even worth $100 to me, but that's just my opinion. Okay, and my opinion is based in reality, based in fact. So it's not like I'm making things up, but I figured I'd say that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I could keep producing more videos for you. And peace out. Bye. All right. See ya.